So here we have a pair of Nike Attack, and this is the Quick Strike Special Projects Light Smoke Grey colorway. And this particular sneaker was originally released in 1984, and it was made primarily as a tennis shoe, hence why you got the mid cut, and it's to move sort of side to side, laterally. And it was made famous by John McEnroe. He originally wore this particular pair, and he was quite a sort of outlandish character on the tennis court, and basically these almost had that sort of association with him, from being a rebel. And they were originally designed by Peter Moore. So with the details, it comes in a light smoke grey, black and white colourway, so you can sort of see that on here. It's got sort of different sort of colour blocking. It kind of reminds me of the Shadow Jordan 1s. It's got the same sort of colour ethos. And it's got, as far as I know, a polyurethane midsole, and the outsole is basically made up of a rubber cup sole, so that's going on the outer edges of the sneaker. And it's made up of mesh and leather upper materials, not the amazing materials I suppose in terms of leather, but feels quite sort of soft to the touch. I'm not sure how that will sort of wear in over time, but generally speaking it seems fine for what you got. The original price on these were £110. So with the comfort sizing, this is on the firm side in my opinion, and for me it's like one of those sneakers that it's not the most comfortable nowadays. It feels like a Nike Dunk, I guess, and you can sort of see and hear it's almost got that kind of flat vibe to it, and that's what most, I suppose, tennis shoes tend to have. I think the AirTech Challenge 2 had more sort of contour shape to it versus like this, but this is obviously an older model than that. And I would sort of say, going up a half a size if you got like a wide foot, which is what I did. It's mainly because of the narrowness of the sneaker itself. It's not so much the room in there, but obviously I think going up that half size gives you that little bit extra space as well, which I like. And it also comes with like this insole. I think it's a Dream Cell insole. It's not bad, but it's quite sort of on the thin side, so the comfort level doesn't be too great. And I'd say no wear in time with these because of the predominantly mesh material and sort of these flex areas on the forefoot. Obviously it's meant for tennis, so you are kind of stepping off your foot quite a lot as well, so, and being on your toes, so that's why I think it's pretty fine out of the box to wear, sort of good to go. Obviously the more you wear them, the more they'll kind of break in. And I think it's got good traction. It's not amazing, it's quite sort of flat. It feels like a basketball sneaker, if you will. It's got this sort of circle on the front, and then like these grooves, to give you that sort of flexibility, like I said, to be able to move on your forefoot. So with the look and style, I think the dark colours work well on this. Like I said, it's got that sort of shadow vibe to it, and I like the kind of cross between the darker colours on the toe box and then the lighter shade here. I think it kind of pops quite nicely and looks quite cool as well still. And I think this is one of those sneakers that you can, because of the colourway as well, that you can rock anytime, because it's got like the mesh upper. It's got quite a bit of breathability, but also protection as well, because if you see the toe box, it goes all the way around, so it's going to be quite protective as well. So I think it's quite a sort of versatile sneaker, and it's a good sort of casual wear sneaker as well. So it's like, it does look the part as well, especially if you're into your 80s 90s sneakers. And it comes with grey laces, but there's no reason why you couldn't put in a pair of black. So the final thoughts, I like the rebel heritage of this, and it's just one of those timeless classic sneakers from that era. And I also like the OG colour blocking on this. I think there's been other Nike Attacks that have been released with different colourways, but I think they could have done a lot more with the colour blocking. I mean, I like this colour blocking because it's the OG one and it just looks nice and it's like a classic one, but I think some of the models that I've seen haven't done too much with the colour blocking, and I think they could have played around with that a lot more over the releases, some of them being quite sort of simple and plain. With the cons, I think the comfort, obviously you're getting Nike Dunk level comfort. It's not going to be anything amazing, but I wouldn't say it's like bad either. You'd be fine for like walking around all day. And the top down view, so that's one of the things. Obviously this is a tennis shoe primarily, so the top down view isn't the most flattering, so this is what you're sort of staring at pretty much from the top down. So for me, I like the side profile much nicer than the top down view. So with the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5, and it's mainly just because of the top down view. I love the way it looks on the side, from the side. And the comfort, I'm going to give it a 3. I think it's pretty much the same as a Dunk. And the quality, I'm going to give that a 4. I think the materials aren't amazing, but I think it's good enough for what you get, and it being a quick strike release. And also the fact that the box as well is, you know, even though it's the same sort of box as what you'd got originally, I think it's nice that they had that sort of attention to detail, you know. And sometimes, you know, Nike could easily sort of skip out on this being a quick strike, but they've you know, gone to that effort. And the pricing, I think I'll give that a 4. I think it's priced slightly too high for what they are. And you know, they did sort of sit around quite a lot, and I've seen them go on sale. With this one, I picked it up for, I think it was £46 or £47, which is really cheap. So for me, you know, I wanted an OG pair, which I've managed to get. So for me, it's like, you know, I've seen other colorways go for even below that. So it's one of those sort of sneakers that, you know, it's good to, like, you know, for sort of kick around really. I think if you can grab, you know, another colorway and maybe not this one, you know, they're all kind of good to go really, and very much sort of feel like a Dunk or a Terminator. And that's why I think overall, you know, it's a classic sneaker, and I give it a 4 out of 5. It's not up there with some of the other sneakers that I sort of, you know, regard in sort of more in the sort of upper tier, I guess, like things like the Air Max 180 or the Jordan 3 or the Jordan 4. But it still, you know, has its place in you know, the history of like trainers, and also, you know, me being from a kid from the 80s and early 90s, you know, I do remember these coming out when I was a kid. So yeah, it was a really cool sneaker to sort of see again.